Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next podcast. So this is a very special podcast presented by IEEE ICC 2026. And this podcast has been brought to you by our series as well, the IEEE Communication Society podcast series that we have is 27 number episode in the series. Today I have very two esteemed guests with me. So Professor Muhammad Ali Imran from University of Glasgow and Professor Muhammad Zeeshan Shakir from UWS Scotland in Glasgow as well. And I'm here, Professor Aryan Kaushik, as you know, the usual host with these esteemed guests and friend. So we are going to talk about the ICC 2026 program, how it turned out to be, and how successful the conference has been. And with this, I think we can start maybe with you, Zeeshan. So what is this ICC 2026 and what we have done, what we have achieved out of the conference? Would you like to add some points?
Well, first I want to say thank you very much, Aryan. I'm very much fond of this podcast and its series.
We started it actually, you and I.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
And that was, I think, almost 2 years ago, I guess, right? So thank you very much for taking it forward. And I think it is significantly important to produce content that is very useful for online media. So coming back to your question about ICC, so just to let you know, it hasn't been done yet. So today is the third day of the conference.
Yeah, one more day to go.
One more day to go,
Cool.
so still. But I'm very pleased to say that ICC 2026 being organized in Glasgow from 24th of May till 28th of May has been very successful event and in Glasgow in this year. And as you may know that ICC and GLOBECOM are ComSoc's two flagship conferences, which are perhaps, I would say that these are beloved conferences for our community.
Congratulations,
Indeed,
first of all.
Well, thank you.
It's
It's a huge effort that entire organizing committee of ICC 2026 has put together for our community, for ComSoc, and beyond ComSoc, students, innovators, researchers, and industrialists, to share the research, establish the collaboration, and create moments that perhaps will last longer than conference. And they will take a small piece of Glasgow and Scotland with them, but those collaborations and discussions will stay longer. This is the purpose of ICC. And ICC Glasgow Organizing Committee, me and Mohammed, an entire team, I would say, I think has done a tremendous job, I would say.
So what have been
to enable that?
Yeah, what have been the program like?
So when it comes to the program, as usual, you know, any ICC or GLOBECOM, two flagship conferences, you may have noticed that there are mainly two strands of the program.
Right.
They have the technical program and they have industrial program. So ICC 2026 also has technical program. ICC has received a record number of submissions.
How much was that?
It was over 3,600. So no, listen, it's still
3,000 on the number.
Yeah, it's not 3,000. I was about to say 3,600.
We were just being told it broke around 10 years.
10 years of record.
Yes. Wow,
More than 10 years of record actually
record
that
number.
any ICC or GLOBECOM ever received.
Interesting.
So and then the thing is that I just want to stress here that the team who has been working very hard, Professor Marco Di Renzo and entire technical team, has done a fantastic job that managing this bulk of the papers and technical papers, which is the core part of the program, is not an easy task, considering that we have to complete the review in the same timeline and the same time scale. So that has been done in excellence, I would say, has been achieved. And over 1,400 paper has become the part of over 180 parallel sessions that's been running across the main 3 days of the conference. So that's the core of the conference program, technical program. And in addition to that, we also have workshop and tutorials. So we have very spatial days in ICCs, you know, before the main conference and after the main conference. So first day and last day, which was Sunday and tomorrow. So we have over 30 workshops, around 30 workshops, I would say something, 30 workshops featuring on first day and last day. And we have around 24 tutorials, if I try to be more precise.
Sounds like a very bulky program, Zeeshan.
It is, but very precise. So tutorials and workshops have been selected in a very careful way that it maintains its standard and it represents the current, trends and research moving towards 6G and beyond topics. That has been achieved, I would say, and I'm very pleased to say. I mean, Thursday is yet to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
From Sunday, I can see that many of the workshops, you may have noticed similar, have a very maybe little attendance, not so good attendance in workshops. And I'm very pleased to say ICC 2026 workshop days on Sundays. This Sunday, most of the workshops
The turnout was very
good
good.
attendance, very good discussions and attendance that were taking place. So this was technical program.
Yeah. So how was it supported? Maybe I can go through
Yes,
Professor Imran.
indeed. Such a huge program.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say that we in Glasgow, we say people make Glasgow.
Right.
So for any conference as well, it's true. People make conference. You can bring in a very brilliant program, but if people don't take interest, it's very difficult to make it a lively program. So the number of registrations as well as the actual people who attended this conference was also record high. So at the peak, we have reached around 2,000 people
Wow, very nice.
attending the event.
Yeah.
So that actually made it very lively. And all of this, you cannot get it done without the financial and other support from our patrons, our industrial partners.
So who were the patronages for the?
So for that, I
program?
have to be very precise because if I have missed someone, then I am in trouble.
That'll be a trouble.
Right?
Yeah,
So
trouble
that
something.
just for
Yeah.
this, I should read them. Right?
Please
So-
go ahead, yeah.
So for Diamond patron, we had Cheddar, which is a UK telecom hub in UK, but also global companies like Huawei, Vodafone, and Qualcomm. For gold patrons, another UK telecom hub called Titan. And for silver patronage, we had another UK telecom hub called Joiner alongside Keysight and Ericsson, which are global companies. For bronze patronship, we had help from NVIDIA and Viavi. And this is the first time they're supporting such a ComSoc-related event.
Interesting.
Because they're usually in computing science and other areas as well. And then additionally, we had a lot of support from our key supporters like Glasgow City Council, University of Glasgow, University of Strathclyde, and University of West of Scotland. And in addition, we had 3 more smaller size companies like MarineSat, Ranplan, and Neutral Wireless.
Right. Oh, it's a very large list actually. So
It
you
is
got a lot
indeed.
of support, guys.
It is indeed.
It's incredible.
And what Mohammed had just described is just the patronages who have generously supported the conference. There are a number of exhibitors who have displayed
There've been demos and
displayed their
So-
demos and worked during the conference as well.
Zeeshan, it's good to point out that actually we had run out of space. So the
Yes, that's true.
interest was so high that we initially planned 28 of these stalls. And then we ran out of space, and people were insisting that we have been even demonstrating in previous conferences, so we should get a space for demonstrating.
Zeeshan probably should have opened a space in your home somewhere, perhaps for this
I wish,
exhibition.
I don't want to say no to the exhibitors because
Yeah.
I've seen that that exhibitors coming to these conferences is significantly important, so that we can bridge the more research that we do to the industry.
So the thing that I actually liked about ICC was, so in addition to the program that you mentioned, so you also have had some more editions of like kind of activities, right? With career fair going on, with your the summer school going on, right? With inter-academic workshop as well that you guys have had on the first day, right? So I would like you to talk more about these activities. So especially in terms of the inter-academic workshop that you have had on the first day. How did that go? I mean, how was the turnout?
I'm happy
Yeah,
to
Imran,
tell you
please, yeah.
about inter-academy workshop. So this is an idea which was few years back floated elsewhere, and it started and it became a trend of several inter-academy workshops. So the main concept is international academies of engineering and international academies of sciences, how they are supporting the future telecom research agenda, right? So this is the first time inter-academy workshop had 9 global international academies participating in the workshop. The workshop is started with very key messages from the leadership of those academies, highlighting and clearly outlining the pathway to achieve a future of global connectivity, right? And that was followed by several of these well-organized panels. So there was no individual talks, it was all panels. Panels were organized on different topics, like for example, how we will collaborate internationally in order to achieve our goals, what are the main research directions in future, and then more specifically looking at standardization. And then we had one specific technical topic, which is ISEC,
Right.
how ISEC will shape or how ISEC will actually be a major component in
6G systems and networks. Very timely, actually. So this is great. So in addition to that, so there was a tagline that you were mentioning, right, about ICC for like global connectivity and sustainable future. So what were the key ideas that were discussed around this tagline? What were the like key sort of like takeaways that we can have from ICC 2026, guys?
So the theme of the conference, Aryan, is global connectivity for sustainable future. And you can imagine, like in the UK and many other countries, I would say, the national strategies or innovation strategies or economic strategies are significantly driven by telecommunication services. Telecommunication infrastructure has been designated as a lifeline for countries to deliver the services for the communities who live there. And in the UK, for example, many of our Scottish national strategy or UK government's modern industrial strategy, they all have recognized that advanced connectivity technologies and solutions are expected to play an important role to drive the economy. So be it an health sector or industrial sector, manufacturing sector, for example, or agriculture sectors, you know. So wireless communications or the related solutions and technologies are expected to play a huge part. And this was the theme of the ICC 2026, that how these demands or how wireless communication solutions or technologies or networks of future will drive the future of the future world and its use cases, I would say, where things are connected and we can connect the connectivity, connect unconnected as well.
So overall, this has been like a global event. It's not just locally for Scotland,
Indeed.
for UK. So
Indeed.
because we had the activities and events and people came from all across the world. So they were like diverse ideas that we discussed,
not
right?
just global in terms of geographically global, it was also a very huge multidisciplinary event, maybe more this time because a lot of AI was discussed, how artificial intelligence
So we are going
will shape.
beyond just communications,
Yes,
actually.
indeed,
in that
indeed.
way, right?
And for the first time, we had these other societies as well, IEEE sister societies as well coming and participating in the conference and identifying interoperability and interconnected research themes.
Indeed. So in terms of the topics, I think ISEC has been discussed significantly across the conferences, I would say, across the various programs in the conference, I would say. And I've been unable to attend every other technical session, I would say. But what I have learned from key discussions and conversations and dialogues, which have been taking place in main programs in ICC across the last 3 or 4 days, ISEC is definitely one of the candidates to shape the future of the future communications. However, we also understood from those conversations there are challenges that we must listen to and we must try to address if we are moving forward. For example, devices may be there to enable the ISEC, but how about the infrastructure that plays a huge role to deliver the services driven by ISEC? This was discussed a lot.
And how about the industry participation? So in this like ISEC technology? And
yes, this was the point of view. For example, for example, those who manufacture devices, for example, this is their point of view that I have just described. That even the devices are ready and infrastructure is not there, so you may not be able to get the full benefit out of the technology. So that's industrial perspective, you know. And also there's a lot of discussions on NTN definitely. So NTN will definitely be the part of the next generation of the wireless communications. We know that, but what we have discussed or what we have started to discuss that, which is significantly very important, that how NTN technology becomes seamlessly integrated with terrestrial networks. So it's not about that providing NTN-based connectivity to those areas where we don't have terrestrial networks, right? And rural areas or sparsely populated areas. So it's all about how do we provide this connectivity to the urban areas as well, where you have perhaps poor terrestrial networks. So it automatically deliver the services, over the non-terrestrial networks. And but the key challenge is here that how do you seamlessly integrate that? So you have system level challenges, for example, how you enable a base station that is there up, few in space.
Yeah.
And
Convergence
link
of two
budget,
technologies.
convergence, link budget. And another challenge is the battery. We're talking about device that will establish direct-to-device connectivity. So these were highlights that we
And then
discussed.
these are challenges and also providing some
Challenges.
solutions to these.
Indeed.
Like
So-
for the battery limited capability, you
Yes.
can use FSO and you
Indeed.
can keep the enhanced battery life. Yeah.
So I have seen there was these two technologies were discussed to the best of my attendance in
Yeah.
plenary sessions or elsewhere in main
Yeah.
program, because I was not at every place and I cannot claim that. So yes, so that's true that NTN and Isaac, these technologies were very popular.
And also AI as
And
you
AI,
know,
I was
as
about to
mentioned.
come as a third
Yeah.
technology, not in a sense of categorizing them as third, but
As an enabler.
enabler.
Yeah.
I think
One of the
I think we
enablers,
all
yeah.
know, indeed, we all know that artificial intelligence will definitely play a key role in shaping up the future of wireless communications, whatever network generation you want to call it. I don't know whether it be the 6 or 7, so we'll definitely do something.
I will see, yeah.
But we must understand that there are significant pitfalls that we need to be mindful of, right?
For non-terrestrial network, Aryan, I would definitely add one point, which is the form factor of the device, especially if you're looking at direct to the device
direct
from
access
satellite.
to
right?
this, direct access from the satellite to
Yeah,
smartphone.
so
Yeah.
we are already doing it, but if you want to really do it at the same scale and same data rates and same...
But Imran, we're
yeah,
moving
yeah.
far away from like, okay, so emergency SOS services is something that we see now,
Yes,
right? But
yeah.
we need to go further from
Further
there.
away, yeah.
Yeah.
And that there is very important. So this was discussed in ICC.
This was also
program.
discussed. Quantum
Yeah.
was discussed. So we are just bear in mind, Aryan, we're just discussing the high level program, you know.
Yeah.
But what our audience who
There are
are
more details
who are
during the
watching this
conference.
podcast or series hope this will trigger an interest, so they can look into the proceedings of the conference and see the technical paper and further details what has been included in the program and what has been presented in the program.
Yeah.
There are of course number of other technologies and other aspects, you know, that has been covered and included in the program.
True. So what is the final takeaway that you would like to suggest or like would like to have from the conference that you had, and you pass it to the next conferences that are upcoming, right? The next flagship conferences from your experience, if you have something to share.
Mohammed, you want to add first?
I would say the technical program is very important, but the social program is as important as technical program.
Right.
And maybe Zeeshan can say a bit more about wonderful social
He's
program.
very social, right?
Yes,
So-
it was.
No, I'm not social. But
Right.
what I want to add here, Aryan, very important thing. I think I've said that a few times in the conference.
Yeah.
Organizing ICC is indeed a pleasure. You know, there's no doubt about that. However, it also brings a profound challenges and responsibility to both of us, and beyond that, for the entire team, to keep that excellence that our flagship conferences has been delivering for our ComSoc and ComSoc Beyond communities. You know, so in order to do that, you need to have good team in place. Very good team, proactive, good team, who can deliver a plan, who can work and then
Extra hours, long nights.
I don't want to scare people,
Don't wanna
honestly.
suggest that.
but the
He was
point but
going there.
the point I'm making here,
Yeah.
you need a people who are who are volunteers in ComSoc or beyond, you know,
willing to
willing to
contribute.
volunteer. It's and then they can contribute to the community, and this is a kind of a, you know, that's what we do
And
for
this
the
comes
community.
naturally because it's such a big event.
It's
such a
such
wide
an event. You
program.
have to be
Yeah.
part of it, and you do it something that is very important for your next generations to come. And I'm not sure whether you know it or not, that ICC was first organized in Glasgow in 2007.
Right.
At that time, I was a student. Okay. And I said that during my welcome speech. Perhaps you were not there, so you may not know the exact context of that situation. So I did the volunteering at that time, okay, and I did. It was simple work, perhaps, you know, but that sense of volunteering
And belonging
and
to the
belonging
event.
to the
Yeah.
communication society stayed with me since then. And then
So
that's what that.
you came very far then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is a definitely proud, but it's a volunteering to the society where you belong, and that's the I think that's how ambitious you should be when you're doing it. So this is my advice, perhaps,
So
to
for
everybody.
next students who have been volunteering now, who knows
Yes.
someone from Glasgow after
Hopefully,
10
it
or
will not
20
take
years.
that long.
That's how we recruited all volunteers.
So you kept that in mind first.
Muhammad, you made a very important point here.
Yeah.
ICC, volunteering is a key here. So that's what I'm saying, that when you, for all future ICC and GLOBECOM conferences, yeah, so it's quite a lot of hard work. So don't want to scare them, of course, but it's a volunteering. So it needs a huge planning, time, dedication. And of course, you have to follow the procedures and policies that ComSoc has put in place. So follow them as well. Muhammad has mentioned volunteering. So I just want to highlight that ICC has over 100 volunteers. And we put extra care that they get the training. So one of them could become one of the future ICC
Who knows?
executive chair
Yeah.
or general chair,
Definitely,
or lead one
definitely.
of the programs, you know.
Who knows?
So you never
Yeah,
know.
Definitely. Great. So with this, I think we can conclude the podcast. It was really amazing to chat with both of you, as always. And then hopefully we see some other events out of Glasgow in future. And then we see the wide program that you've had for ICC. Perhaps we have it for future conferences as well. So thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you very much,
Aryan.
Aryan.
Wish you all the best with this
Nice to meet
podcast
you. Thank you.
series. Thank you very much.
for
Thank you.
organizing it.